The following is a Bergen-Fischer Studios podcast.
Hi, my name is It's Just Nikia. That's right. You did hear that correctly. It's Just Nikia. I host the Expect Effect podcast, which can be found on Anchor. I had the pleasure of having AC sit down for one of my shows, and at that time, he offered for me to come on and do a small segment for his show. I love Turn Up the AC. I think it's a great addition to the podcast platform as we know it. Additionally, I just really love AC's insight and his feedback. To all of his listeners, thank you so much for tuning into my episode today and for allowing me to share this space with you guys. I think that's amazing. I want to reflect on, with it being a brand new decade, as so many would like to reference, brand new year as we all know it, some of the things that you can do and things that I've learned to better help me increase my self-care. A lot of times I think we get caught up in being mothers and being parents and being friends and being advocates and being employees that we forget to genuinely just be people who enjoy being hugged, who enjoy being listened to, who enjoy being talked to, who enjoy being met halfway, who enjoy every aspect of life outside of their responsibilities. I think we neglect to realize we like to sit back and read. We like to watch TV. We want to look at sports. We don't always want to have to meet demands. So this year, I would like to encourage all of you, if you've written down some New Year's resolutions, I think that's amazing. Getting a plan and choosing to stick to that plan, that's the tricky part. One thing that I found helped me really stick to any resolution I made, any change I wanted to see in my life, was telling myself that it was necessary, that it was significant, that I mattered enough to see the change I wanted to see, and that the only person capable of truly producing that change is me. Because nobody else is going to do anything for you. No one's going to die with you. No one's going to go to jail with you if you get into a bad situation and share the cell. No one can take the fall if you make a mistake at work. No one can pick you up like you can. So recognizing that you are capable of doing far more than you give yourself credit for in times in which you're needing a boost. Secondly, I realized relaxation isn't laziness, or rather the two aren't so interchangeable. It's okay to take a break. Recognize when you're running on E and pump those brakes. You are much less valuable not rested. A person who's running on a low battery, what am I supposed to do with the phone in an emergency situation running on 2%? Absolutely nothing. Give yourself the appropriate space and necessary breaks so that you can be your 110%. And I said it, 110%, not just 100, because when you're properly rested and you're giving yourself the appropriate breaks and you're being comfortable, you're recognizing where you can fall back and when you need to be engaged, you're at 110%, baby. You're going to be doing phenomenal. And finally, once you've recognized that, hey, nobody's going to do me better than me, so let me give myself the appropriate and necessary self-care. Let me commit to change. Let me commit to doing what's best, because it's not just me doing something because it's something I ought to do per se. It's me doing something that's a true investment in myself. And then when I realize it's okay to take breaks sometimes, the last thing I'm going to do is figure out where to set and how to set the appropriate boundaries with people around me. You don't want to do all of this new stuff where you realize like, okay, I'm going to give myself all of the appropriate levels of self-care, and I'm going to realize where I need to take breaks. So I'm going to put all of these things into practice and suddenly not set boundaries with people. You're going to end up in the same situation. Figure out how other people fit into your life. And obviously you can't make people adapt to the boundaries you set, but realize where your tolerance level is, realize where your cutoff is, figure out what needs to be in your space and what doesn't, and start cleaning house. Put you first, make yourself a priority. Recognize you are going to do you better than anybody else. Recognize that no matter what happens, you have the ability to take breaks whenever need be. And finally, create a space that allows you to thrive. This has been an absolute honor. Again, my name is It's Just Nikia. I host at the Expect Effect podcast. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at It's Just Nikia. You can also find personal pages for my show at the Expect Effect podcast Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. I hope you all have a wonderful 2020. I'll see you around sometime.